our Muslim brother is being attacked by our Jewish barbarian. I just can't believe anybody's dumb enough to fall for all of this. Like, we're involved in a story where nobody can sort things out. There's no talking heads anyone believes in. And if I didn't understand this, then how is it that I have a tweet from, 10 days after October 7th, or I appeared on Trigonometry? I'm telling you, Israel hasn't even walked into Gaza yet. And I know what the strategy is. Iran sent hypersonic missiles into the ground in Israel as a message. Violence is a language, and they spoke it well. The mullahs may be crazy, but they're still Persians. They're extraordinarily skilled. And so what they did is they wasted some of their arsenal saying, you have no Iron Dome. And we're not going to kill you. We're going to put our missiles, we're going to waste our missiles by sending them into your earth and try to kill no one. And the Israelis, these brilliant genius Israelis who pull off all sorts of things that the world can't believe, are dumb enough, some of them, to say, they sent all these missiles and they couldn't even hit anyone. And I'm just thinking, do none of you understand anything? I just don't even know where I am. And I'm looking at, I know Tulsi.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah. Tulsi's amazing.
She's the head of the intelligence program for the United States.
Director of National Intelligence, right? Tulsi has seen the devastation, not of war, but of U.S. action abroad. Like, we haven't really had full wars, but we get involved in Afghanistan or Iraq or wherever. And people die and there are firefights. It's not like it has nothing to do with war, but full-on war is a very different thing. We say the Iraq War, but I want to be very careful about the language. War usually involves you getting rocked at home, not just your troops abroad. I don't think she appreciates the gravity of the situation, that somehow what we need to do is we need to stabilize this thing for 50 to 100 years while we desperately try to figure out a long-term solution. And this idea of we're not taking responsibility for the world we already screwed up. I don't want to send Americans, I'm not an Israeli, I'm an American. I don't want to send my fellow Americans to die in foreign battles that we have no business being in. But we have to take ownership of our history with oil and energy in the Middle East.
And what does that look like, taking ownership?
Recognizing that we created the mullahs.
And doing what about it?
Wait a second, not just that. And that we also created a lot of the heartache along with Sinwar, and to a much lesser extent Israel, by foisting this two-state solution on people who would never put up with it. Like, I lived in Israel for 2 years. You would have conversations with Arabs, some of whom are Israelis, and they would say, look, you just don't understand the West Bank, and you don't understand the difference between the West Bank and Gaza. And they would tell me straight up, you're going to get us all killed with this two-state solution. Stop it. And it was very hard for me to hear. But we're just having a child's conversation about the Middle East. And I will say this about the UK. The British Foreign Service had a different failure mode than the US. They really learned the regions. They learned the dialects of the languages of the countries that they were involved in. The British Empire took many places that they were involved in seriously, and they have a very complicated legacy.